what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy that. So Harold Perkins used some quicker bites, but Harold Perkins meeting with the media. Here's what he thinks about his new role on this defense.
I'm really liking the role they got me doing. A lot of stuff. More in the box, playing well, being around everything. All right in the midst of it. I'm excited about it.
Let's get into the well, actually, let's just go down the list because these are quicker bites. Here's Perkins on what the key to success at playing more in the box will be.
Just trusting what you see, trusting your eyes, and just being a football player, not really thinking too much. I feel like that's something I'm really good at. Not really thinking too much, just going out there and playing. There's
that theme that we keep getting back to, right? You have finite resources that you can allocate between the mental and the physical. Defensively, you don't want to be thinking, you want to be flying. And it's everything that Blake Baker's tried to instill here. Here is Perkins speaking of transition to Baker as the DC.
I love the transition. I feel like Coach Baker knows how to relate to his players. His scheme fits the defense. And I'm just excited to see where we're going to go.
Let's keep the Baker answers rolling. He's speaking on the more relaxed environment going down now.
I feel like we have a lot of humor now. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything not too serious. I feel like last year we was a lot serious on defense. This year I won't say we're relaxed, but, you know, like, we joke around a lot more, but we also get that work in too.
It's funny because you cannot help but view every answer as a veiled critique of how it was, right? How it was last year under Matt House. And that answer especially is not that hard to understand because we all know when people feel threatened, right? When that fight or flight is kicking in because things are going so horribly awry, the tight beehole can creep up on any of us. And all of a sudden you can't be joking and laughing around because we're playing so bad, right? Whereas it probably got pretty miserable in those rooms last year. And I think that Mason Smith and Mekhi Wingo leaving would speak to that maybe more so than anything else.
Yeah, and one of the things that you hear is like they didn't really have a voice in the room either.
Yes, like the players.
Yeah, weren't really able to speak up, and that's crucial. And I was with different coaches at LSU, and didn't matter running back coach, offensive coordinator, you were with different coaches. Like even the biggest hard-ass coach would still let you have some input and, you know, let you talk in the room and share some ideas. And so that's not a good thing, the fact that it was only the coaches talking.
It's more on Baker here as Perkins talking about what it's like being coached by Blake Baker.
I love being coached by Coach Baker. Like I said, he's not like, he got a humor. Everything not serious, but when it's time to get that work in, it's time to get that work in. And like, he real like precise. You know, he want things to go a certain way. And if we're not doing it right, he'll go out there, he'll show us how to do it. Instead of us just walking through it, he'll get out there and show us himself. Y'all be seeing he got the cleats on and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that Baker was part of the cleat mafia.
Yeah.
Harborough style. I mean, a former Tulane linebacker in his own right?
Yeah, he was.
Still in great shape.
Yeah.
The guy's still getting after it. Love when a coach can get out there and
he's my age. If he can go out there and still wear cleats and not have back pain, good for him.
Dude. Also, well, you know, I mean, I don't think he has the NFL wear and tear on his body either, like you do. But yeah, and the humor thing I like as well because all I'm translating that is that he actually gets along with the players.
Yes,
because if we look at other answers throughout the offseason, everything has been about the kind of a high bar of demand that he has in terms of execution, in terms of how hard you're going to work and how you're going to fly around. And here's Harold on whether or not the defense is buying in.
I feel like collectively as a defense, we all motivated. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of new faces around here, and everybody is like, we not like taking that in a bad way. We're buying into it. So I think that's a good thing when you got all your players buying into it, tell you what you got going on, you got something going.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's critical, right? As he says, when he says we got a lot of new faces, and that's not a bad thing. It can go awry, right? You have to be so careful. It's what I worry most about for Alabama right now is the insidious, oh, this isn't how we used to do things, or this guy's not that, you know, that kind of, it can happen with your upperclassmen, and it can have a trickle down effect. And it's not always backbreaking. Like, I mean, Jake, you could probably speak to this better than anyone, the transition from Saban to Miles, where there was a lot of that, but everybody still kind of liked Miles, it seemed like, from talking to people, because it was a bit more relaxed and different, but there was still an element of like, how we used to do things.
Yeah, there was. Certainly like in the offseason in the weight room and, preparing for a season. But it was like you're saying, like you were going from Coach Saban, who you were going to know exactly where he stood, and things were not going to be easy, and it was going to be as hard as possible. And so there was like some relief when you got something new, but also like when things weren't working, it's like, wait a minute, hold up. Like we did it this other way for a long time and it worked really, really well. Why are we moving away from this? I know for like the wait staff, like it was a transition for them because they were used to doing it a certain way and they were wondering, is this going to work? Are we going to be as calloused as we need to be because we're not doing the fourth quarter program like we once did?
And speaking on Alabama, I read an article the other day, and apparently like player leadership met after the changeover, and that was the number one thing that they came to, is that they have to keep the fourth quarter drill.
Yeah.
So definitely instilled in them. Again, it's different. It's a bit apples and oranges because you're going from a great coach, whereas at LSU you're going from a bad coach. So of course the new regime may be more welcome, but it's still heartening to hear that people are buying in sincerely, and there's not a lot of grumbling about what was.
No, because last year, and I know we're up against the clock, but last year it was incredibly bad. One of the worst defenses in the country, but
worse than USC.
It wasn't
stuff we make fun of them for.
It wasn't a talent issue. Like there was some of that, but it wasn't the main reason. It wasn't. We saw the same players like Mekhi Wingo be an All-American the year before. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a talent issue.
Not as much as it was coaching.
It was a situation where, T-Bob, we would turn on the tape and you would ask the question, what in the hell is the defensive line doing right here? And I would turn on the tape and I would say, what in the hell coverage is it? Like, that can't happen. And it doesn't seem like it's happening right now. So, like, just that alone, you feel like you're going to go up a couple of notches, and then you've added some talent, and you're probably going – you're not probably. You are going to add some more talent here when this spring portal window officially opens and you bring in some players on the defensive front and maybe even somebody in the defensive backfield.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.